All right. Hey, I'm Crona Aukerman, and today I am with Feeble from Oahu. Do you want to start by introducing yourselves and telling me what you do or what you think you do at different times? Because I see it's like some sort of fluid movement. It's just like people are
Revolving.
Yeah, it's a revolving door.
Yeah, I'm Brent, and I play bass and sing most of the time.
I'm Evan, founding member, also founding member.
Oh yeah.
Played drums first, but then I left the band, and then now I came back because we were going on tour, and I played fill in on guitar. So, yeah.
Cool stuff. I mean, obviously, as you mentioned, both of you are founding members. How did you decide on the name Feeble? I know you guys kind of skate, and that's kind of part of your aesthetic and stuff, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
But like Feeble Grind, or like where did the idea come from? What you got
Actually, it
going?
was opposite.
Yeah.
It was like the actual definition of the word, like weak.
Oh,
'Cause
that's fair.
I was watching a lot of Rick and Morty, and then there's all this existential stuff about like life's existence is like feeble, and that's what I thought about. So, but then it ended up being a skate trick too, which is cool.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, what about Feeble?" Like, I wanted to call the band Banquet because like we drank a lot of Coors
Yeah, we
Banquet
drank
at the
a lot of Coors
time.
Banquet.
But he was like, "What about Feeble?" And then we're like, "Oh yeah, I mean, we all kind of skate. That's cool. Yeah, Feeble."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I meant like this, but that's cool too."
Yeah,
Just kind of stuck.
it's both. It's
Yeah.
both. You know.
How clever. So, I mean, I guess that's the other thing too, is there's like some inspiration behind that. Like, what inspires the songwriting, and who kind of writes what? Like, how does the process go down? Do you like marinate it for a few days, or like how does the process work?
Sometimes when we write, it's like, well, before we just show up to the practice room and be like, okay, if we like write 7 songs and cover 2 songs, and we might be able to play a set somewhere. So
Yeah, we had so we're from Oahu,
yeah,
and we have a place in downtown, like a practice studio. So we would go there once a week and just like go to the store, grab a bunch of beer, go to the practice room, hang out, like just play music. I did a lot of the guitar, some of the guitar riffs, but I was on drums at the time too. And I think he did most of the writing as well, with like all the lyrics and stuff like that. But we would all like kind of compose it together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also like a couple songs where like I'll come home from practice at like 2:00 in the morning, and I'll be sweaty, and I'll be like really drunk, and like, oh, maybe now I should try to write a song, and then I'll kind of write something, and it'll be all scratchy and on my voice memos on my phone. And then next morning I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is all right. I could bring this in next week.
Yeah. But when we first started, like we would go to the practice space like for hours. Like we'd get there at like 7 or 8, and we'd stay there until like 2 in the morning, just like getting wasted because we owned the practice room that we had, and we would book like the day, like the entire day and night, and we could stay as long as we wanted. So we were doing that, and that's how we got like the ball rolling. And then we would be like, hey, I have this riff, and stuff like that. So
That's cool.
yeah.
I guess like lyrically, what are some of your inspirations particularly?
Well, usually just like stuff I see and like things I hear around people, and just like things I hear in my mind, I guess. I don't know. Lately it's been like sad stuff. I mean, it's all kind of sad stuff, but that's just how I think.
Yeah.
But
I think it's like a good mix of like a lot of inside jokes,
Yeah.
because we all hang out a ton, and then just like a lot of like life experiences.
yeah.
And,
See, that's one thing I was going to say too, is I notice just in general the way the Honolulu DIY scene works is I kind of like see personally, being just barely outside the window
Yeah.
of it, I see a lot of collaboration and a lot of everything. Obviously you guys
Yeah.
share members and everything, but I
Yeah.
mean in terms of like the art styles I see on all the posters you guys are putting out for shows, or like album art or other stuff, and I feel like there's like some sort of weird bubble you guys
It's
have going on.
super
That's
weird.
kind of cool.
It's super weird. Like I don't think we're really like, as far as like our friend group goes, like we're not really that artsy.
Yeah,
Like we
definitely
don't like to
not.
like
We
write
don't
about
draw.
like the medieval times, or we
Yeah.
don't like to write about like some book or some character, like try and like make like a conceptual song or something. It's
Like
just
a
like
rhapsody or something.
yeah, I mean it's just more just like about what we did last Friday night, and like you know like people we like, people we don't like, and just like kind of just like funny jokes, and like making songs that like don't make any sense at all. Like that's fun too.
Yeah.
Pulling a Nirvana. And, but yeah, we see each other. We see each other every day, and we hang out, and we also go way back. Like
Yeah.
I've
Oh
known-
man.
Oh, boy.
we used to. The reason why we played music and got in this band was because we played music all together when we were kids. Like
Well, not kids. Like
Intermediate, high
maybe
school.
yeah, like getting out of middle school, getting into high school.
yeah,
We're like 2 years apart.
yeah. We all grew up playing music, and so like now that we're actually like in like our own band, because we were just playing covers, but now that we're actually like in our own band, it's like we already have that chemistry of like knowing how to play with each other and stuff too. But also we're like learning new stuff, and like discovering new things, and we write about that too. So
You know, the other thing is too, I'm kind of curious because I know a little bit, a lot of you guys have a very diverse, or at least very like focused, interesting, hip kind of musical repertoire, like personally that you listen to. And I hear a lot of different influences from all you guys, but especially in Feeble, I hear like elements of like even more 2000s emo and other things, but it's blended in such a way that's a lot more interesting. Like I've never heard like surf drums in a band that could also pull off something kind of that style.
I'm all over the place. Like,
Dude.
I go from like LaBouche to like Power Trip, and then I'll go back and listen to like Tracy Chapman or something like that. Like just like, and that's like in one day.
Or like
so.
2000s Britney Spears.
Yeah, I mean just like funny like pop songs.
Yeah.
I mean, we bond over bands we really like a lot of Joyce Manor. A lot of Mac DeMarco, of course. Gotta love the Mac. But, yeah. We were listening to a lot of Peach Kelly Pop when they came down.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
right.
that was like the surf vibe, like the California like surf vibe. Like a little hints of riffs in that song towards them.
And then like the next week the Descendants came down, and then that's when like the other members didn't really listen to them before they came down, and they're like, whoa, this is like a new band. Like, no, they're not. They've been around
Well,
forever.
I feel like that was the first like real punk band they've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, aside of like, you know, local
yeah.
punk bands, but like an actually like,
Band
you know,
that's
legendary
like
band
been around and like
Yeah.
lived in a van.
that actually like started it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that's the other interesting thing about the Honolulu scene that I noticed is there's this proper element of bands understand there's something of the outside world, but it's also so closed off and that it's very difficult for many bands to travel over that it creates this kind of this sense of awareness, but also in a sense of isolation. So you have this weird mix that creates all on its own because it's in such a unique situation.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, that's where the Feeble, you know, like we're on an island in the middle of a bunch of water, you know, and we love all this stuff, but it's so far away, so it just makes you feel like, you know, you're like closed off or like distant from everything, which makes it feel sad. But also, it's very nice too, you know. We're on an island, you know, and we only have like we don't have to worry about other problems, you know. It's just like
Yeah. Like most bands are like, oh, our gimmick is like a bunch of makeup and like crazy hair, but like our gimmick is we're from Hawaii. Like, we're island boys.
And when we started the band too, we all started drinking.
Oh man.
So, like, I'm 22. He just turned 21. But when we started, it was like the same time that we were like starting to like get into like I remember when I started drinking before then, but they got into drinking, and then we all got into drinking, and so it was just like, you know, I mean, like when you do that, you're like all about that, and then you like, you mellow out, and then you're just like, yeah, drinking whatever. But like that was like our theme for a while, I mean, you know. So
It's like, oh, how trashed can we
like
get in 15 minutes?
crazy, yeah.
And then
20,
it just
21-year-olds.
be bad.
I guess similarly on that topic, you guys just put out, or are going to put out,
Yeah.
it's not out yet, but it technically exists, a new album, Hope This Ends Well. Do you guys have anything you want to say particularly about
cool
the
name.
album? Any interesting things that happened like recording it? Any fun stories?
Well, when we first started writing it, like we were gonna put the songs from our last release with the split.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put like the 4 songs from that on it as well, and like after Evan started like taking a break, I was like, okay, maybe like should write a couple more songs, and then like there's just like 14 songs. I was like, okay, now I don't need to put the split songs on, and it's like its own thing now. So that was kind of cool. The cover is like a picture that new drummer Ethan took.
Oh, Ethan took that one?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
It's like the front of his house. It's funny because the gold car on it is his brother Caleb's new car, and it's going in, so it's like, oh, it's arrived. And the blue one's facing out towards the driveway, so it's like it's leaving.
Oh, so deep.
Kind of funny.
Symbolic.
So
Yeah,
deep.
you know, that's what we're all about, being deep,
Nice.
right up in there. And then it's the Koalas, that's like Windward Side. It's
Yeah.
where we're from.
So Ethan is the new drummer now, but the new drummer and then the 2 other guitar players couldn't come over to here in Maui, so it's kind of just like a hodgepodge lineup. But that's the cover is like their house, and Ethan plays drums on all those tracks. But I wrote all the drum parts for that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Since you guys are putting out the album, I know you guys came here, and that's enough adventure in and of itself. Just like getting out and flying for a band is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any intention of going like to the West Coast or anywhere like there? Anything in the works?
I have a couple plans.
It would be nice. It would be nice. I don't think we're very intent about those intentions, though. We're not like saving money or like trying to move anytime soon. We're really like lackadaisical on that. Just like not very like ambitious. But
I did start talking to some of the guys about going to Japan in
Oh.
December. Yeah.
dude, the flights are so cheap.
That's why, like, Rob is from Failed Orbit, but he said, like, oh, flights to Australia and Japan are really cheap right now. And, like, we just hosted these 2 bands that came down. Well, 3 of the other one was from Guam. Those were, like, my friends. But, yeah, now, like, we're trying to go to Japan in December with Oka's Point from Guam. And then I wanted to go, I started planning out the year, and I kind of want to write another album by summer next year, and then hopefully go to the West Coast.
It's great. Sounds like a good timeline.
It'd be nice.
Footnote: Japan is super amazing. If you're into vinyl collecting or anything like
Yeah.
that, you go to any of the stores there, and they have like entire floors dedicated to the
Yeah.
different genres.
Oh my gosh.
Like they have everything completely on lock. Especially this one place, Disc Union. This is just very personal, and whatever you want. If you want punk, they've got it down section to post-punk, 80s New York straight edge hardcore, down to like the scenes and subgenres and decades, and it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It physically brought me to tears.
You can eat
Sounds
whale.
cool. Oh, yeah.
You can eat whale in Japan.
Yeah, technically you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing on time? All right. So you guys got a new album, came to Maui. You had fun, I take it. You had fun, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We had some fun.
Pretty-
a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this,
A
a
little
bit
more
of
sugar
that.
now,
pretty
here and
pink.
there.
Got an album coming out. As we mentioned, a lot of the lyrics are pretty sad. I know there's a lot of stuff, nothing really matters, a lot of trouble you're going through. So
Yeah.
I thought we'd go through some tests here so you guys we can try and understand what you're going through.
Is this
So
just
I'm
like
gonna
really bad screensavers or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
this is my art class project.
Oh,
I'm this is what I do for a living.
Rad.
No,
It's
so tell me what you see.
Charles Barkley, Crazy.
How about you?
Yeah.
Evan?
No, that's a good one. I don't know. Buddy, some penises.
Penis.
All right,
Yeah.
we got another for you, and you can look at these any way you want. You can flip it upside down. There's no wrong answers in art.
Wow, it's really
It looks like the back of a fish.
this is from left field. This all these art pieces.
It looks like the back of a fish. or like a flower.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're in some agreement.
Yeah.
All right.
Should I turn it upside down? Looks like a.
Oh,
Like a-
Totoro.
Oh.
My neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it kind of looks like a
It's
a butterfly, but with like a thick bottom.
Thick.
Yeah, thick. 2 C's.
All right. We got a smaller one here. However you like.
All right.
Black metal.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like the physical
It
embodiment
looks
of
like
black
he
metal.
puked. It looks like the puke that he pukes. It looks like he puked on the he pukes a lot, and it looks like he puked on the floor, and someone took a picture of it.
Nice.
Oh, I kind of see like 2 people back and back, running away from each other, but there's something connecting them in the middle.
Nice. Those are good answers. There are no wrong answers, but I appreciate those answers, and I think we made a lot of progress here today. Is there anything else you want to say
Okay.
for the people?
If you want to, follow us on Instagram at Feeble Band, and all our music's out for free on Bandcamp at feeblehnl.bandcamp.com. And our album comes out June 28th, 2018. And yeah.
I didn't
thanks.
get to talk about my mother.
Oh.
Oh.
My mother's beautiful, one of a kind, so sweet, so kind. She likes gardening. She likes soup.
Soup is good.
Soup is
Yeah,
tight.
she likes making like little arts and crafts stuff. You know, she's very busy all the time. She's
I
lovely.
understand.
She's lovely. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me today, and that's a wrap. Thank you for coming out,
Right on.
and safe travels home. I know it's a long drive back to Oahu. Try not to
Yeah.
drown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. I think we need to get new snorkels.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right.
Cool.
Good.
Good.
no!
Wow!
Don't do that.